The NOVAR Verizon Cup Series would head to Daytona International Speedway for race 130 for the Daytona 250. The McDonald's Polo would go to the number 32 of Shane Nargan. On his outside would be Damon Scott, his teammates, and right behind him would be Walter Youth in a championship pick, and Eddie Johns with 59. Nargan, he would get off to a pretty good start. However, you see MJ Holloway making a move on Thomas Sawyers. However, Nargan was involved in the first incident. I'll have up number 2. Nargan, he would get to turn number 3 too high. He would hit the wall. As while he was doing that, Eric Webler would go up, run the 76 up. The 10 and the 70 and the 28 would be involved. All 3 would be off the pace. Caution 1 will be on lap number 7. John Kasnier, he would turn Brian Kittleson, the defending champ. Kasnier would merge up safely. However, he would hit the 88 into the 66 and 88 as Kittleson would fly to the 01 to 18 as I believe Foster would get into the 33. Everybody except for the 01 would continue on. On the restart, Mark Mongillo, he would lead on the restart. Luke Warren in the 14, he's in second. Jake Carroll in third. Walter Green in fourth. And Mike Wilson, surprisingly, in fifth after he clawed his way up after barely making it into the 250. Here comes Luke Warren. Warren will take the lead away from the 56 of Mark Mongillo as they're going to go down the back straightaway. Warren will successfully take the lead as the second caution will fly on lap number 36. Just about the green flag pit stop started. As they were trying to enter the green flag pit stop, Jarrett Lansell will turn into the 58 of Scott Johnson. This would start up a stack up effect, which would take out a lot of good cars. Ryan Pearson gets collected. Another crash that would happen would be MJ Holloway. He get turned by the 18 of Damon Scott. And then while he tries to save it, Peyton barely misses. However, Chris Bell smashes back of the 48. And then you see up ahead, there's the third crash we're about to show you now. Walter Eaton will smash the 77, and as he tries to merge up, he hits the 76 and gets into the 85. He would go up and get into the 20, which this will send them barreling down the racetrack. So he will be rolling down the tri-oval after shortly passing the start-finish line. He would get into the car, then Eric Weber will barely miss. Nargan and Scott, they would be not so lucky as that's the 58, I believe, of Scott Johnson. Jeff Johnson, who was ironically involved in that last caution, would be the leader on the restart. Carson Brooks in second. Jared Lance on the 13, he's in third. And Brian Dawson and then Jake Kierland. That rounds out your top 5. However, the third caution would fly on lap 47. Does this remind you of the Gatorade Series race? Car spinning out of the pits? Well, maybe Matt Hamlin remembers that, as he spins him out on the pits. However, he would get hit by the 03 of Shane Howard, Scott Johnson, and the 3-time champ Chandler Blake in the 15. All 4 cars that got hit in this wreck would all go out of the race. And some of these cars, however, there was another crash up ahead. Brian Kittleson, he would hit the 33 of Cameron Brooks. He would spin up, get into the wall, and then while he was trying to get up to the wall, he tries to come back down safely. However, Connor Stanton and the 66 of Blake Foster come in. These 2 would go out of the race as well, along with the other 4 that were involved in the crash. On the restart, Brian Wilson would be the dominant car of this weekend. He would lead the field down to the restart. Cody Weick in second, David Payton in third, Michael Scott in the 12 and fourth, Scott and Carson Brooks in fifth. Scott, who was actually in a pretty bad testing season and predicted that Shell Motorsports would not do very well. However, right behind Scott is Ryan Ross in the 92 Toyota, that white car around the outside. Caution 4 would have a long green flag run until caution 4 would fly on lap number 75. Mike Hogan, as he tries to enter out of the pits, he will do the same thing as Matt Hamlin did, spin out of the pits, and we'll do the same thing as what Hamlin did as he exits the pits. He will go out, he will try to save that car out of trouble. However, you're going to see that Brock Peterson will have nowhere to go and smash into the back of the 7 car. Thomas Williams and Michael Scott used the apron to barely make it through. The 64, Brian Dawson was also collected. 05 and 7 would go. 05 would go out of the race. 7 would soldier on, and the 64 would continue. 39, Walter Green will be the race leader. MJ Holloway is the last car on the lead lap. Ryan Ross will be in second. Here comes Jared Lentz on the 13, and Scott Johnson in the 58. He is right behind this group, if I was mistaken. Yes, no, that's Eddie Johns. My bad. Johnson crashed out early. All right, as they're going to soldier on to turn number 1. Walter will follow the 48 and will overtake him for a lap. Caution 5, flying lap number 85. Mike Hogan will basically do the same thing as he did about a couple laps ago. As here he comes out of the pits. He would spin out of the pits. Unlike the last time, nobody hits him. But unlike the last time, although you're going to see that Mark Mondillo will barely make it through. Will just make it through. No problem there. The 92 of Ryan Ross, he would lead on the restart. That's Eddie Johns is second. Brian Dawson, who was involved in that lap 75 crash, he is still running, attacking third. Garth Brooks in fourth, and then Michael Scott in fifth. And then they would continue on for basically another 10-lap stint until, guess what? We may be going to a green-white checkered. As is going to be next title card shown. It will be the caution 6 with fly lap 94. This would set up a green-white checkered finish. Mike Hogan, he will do the same thing as he did the first and second time, spin out into the pit. As I don't know why he was doing that. That's going to prove your embarrassment as his excuse. He was just a rookie. And now, here's the final restart of the day that will actually happen. As David Payton, he would lead on the restart. He's already won this race. He's the 2008 champion. Mike Hogan in the, Michael Scott in the 12. He's running in second. Lance on third. Dawson fourth, and Carolyn in fifth. However, you're gonna see up ahead. You're gonna see ahead that the 13. He's gonna make a move on the 12. However, the 12 will be taken out in the final crash on a final lap crash. Brian Dawson, he would pitch the 12 and the 22. They would pinch each other into the wall. Cody White would spin into the wall, and Brian Dawson Jake Carolyn will also be collected, as Thomas Lawyers is also involved as well. But technically, it would not really matter as these are lapped down. The 22 and 12, they would have their own show motorsports battle. And at this time, Carson Brooks is your race leader, and Shane Harden, who was actually falling off the draft like several times this race. He is in contention, and however, you're going to see the move. He's going to turn hard left under the 75, and then Webler just tries to decide which one he would go with, and he agrees with Shane Harden's move. He would follow the 60, and the 60 would make the right call. And coming out of turn number 4, coming into the tri-oval, Shane Harden, he would go on and win his first career race. It's just only a 6th start, and he's running a part-time entry, so Harden will get his first win and will continue the first-time winner streak of 6.